Hello everyone, the 316 here with another Marvel Legends review. This time I got the Deadpool and Wolverine from Deadpool and Wolverine. Both of these figures retail for $24.99. I got mine through a pre-order from Amazon. These weren't supposed to get here until December. About a week ago they had shown that they would be delivered around the 27th. Today is the 20th. I got charged for them yesterday on the 19th. Out for delivery today, and the review's up today on the 21st. I wasn't going to have these for the 21st. I would have waited to put them on the 25th, but I thought, why not just bump that up, and then I could finally do a review on the tracksuit guy on Friday. So 2 Marvel Legends reviews this week, most likely. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into these figures. I actually want to start off with the boxes. So the insert of both of the boxes is this nice little artwork here. You got some, Deadpool kind of childish looking artwork here, but I do like it. There's Best Bubs. I tried to do it, but like when he's slicing through something, it goes. Again, I tried to do it, didn't work, but yeah, it's a nice little backdrop, and I might actually keep it. And that's in both of the boxes. Speaking of which, on the top of both boxes, you can see Deadpool and Wolverine, like a logo. I don't think that's the one they used for the movie. I think they used that one, but still. On Deadpool, you got that on the side. It says Deadpool at the top. And on the right, it's the same photo, but a little easier to see. And then on the back here, you actually have a read-up. I won't read that, but there you go. You know, you got all your legalese down here and the other figures in this particular line. I did not get the Deadpool and Civilian Logan, but there's Deadpool's barcode if you need it. And then Wolverine is very much the same. It just says Wolverine here. It's got Wolverine there, Wolverine there. Same thing here, Wolverine. On the back there, there's the read-up. And there's the barcode if you need that. So I will go ahead and start off with some of their accessories. So Wolverine has less, technically speaking, but we have an alternate head sculpt here of Hugh Jackman, which is practically flawless. I have almost no issues with this head sculpt. I think it looks very good. The likeness is superb. It looks just like Hugh Jackman from pretty much every angle you look at it. Like, there's no doubt that, you know, who this is. And I do like the hair, but something about it just feels off to me. Like, it's like there's too much in the front here with this, where it dips. But personally for me, there's just something about that hair I don't like. But the face is perfect, especially from the sides. Like, look at that. That's clearly Hugh Jackman. And, you know, it's on par with this Tom Holland head sculpts. Very, very good likenesses of these particular people. We'll take a look at the head sculpt in a minute, but he does come with 2 pairs of hands. One of them is a matching pair of clawed hands, and one of them is a right-handed fist and a left-handed kind of relaxed, open, grabby hand. It looks like you could fit something in there, but I'm not sure what you would fit in there. Maybe a bottle of alcohol. You did drink a lot in that movie. And it is painted very nicely with the silver there and the yellow on the front of the glove, and it is textured, as you can see. You got the flatter section where his claws come out and the textured section for the gloves, and we will take a look at those claws in a bit. Deadpool here, he comes with 2 matching pairs of hands. He has the katana holding hands, which I wish they went up and down. Instead, as you can see, they go side to side, but the trigger finger hands, these ones go up and down rather than side to side. So I really wish these went up and down, but you can use these ones for the katanas. They fit fine, and these hands feel kind of tiny. Like, here's the, like, look at the difference in size between these. Like, it just, he got tiny ass hands. He got tiny hands. And then Deadpool also comes with 2 of his katanas, one of which is in his hand here, and one of which is in his holster. Speaking of holsters, he's got 2 Desert Eagles, not gold though. One there, and then one in his other holster. Then down here, he does come with a knife. Nice looking knife. So I think that covers all the accessories. Since I have Deadpool here, I might as well take a look at him first. One thing to note about the holsters here is that the guns don't like to stay in them. They always kind of pop up depending on how I move the figure. And speaking of popping up, this belt here is supposed to kind of lay flush against this curved piece, and like so. But no matter how I move him, whether it's with the crunch there or the crunch there, the natural resting place for mine is about right there. It's not a big deal breaker or anything, but it's just something to note about your particular copy. I like all the gold accents here. They really make the figure pop. As I was saying, the gold accents here look really nice. They even got them on the boots and his thighs here and the torso. I do like the painted Deadpool logo on his belt as well. That's nicely done. I really like the texturing on this figure as well. Really well done there. Like, just very nice. The black sections are, nice and matte, whereas the red sections are very textured, and it has a nice, skin feel. Something that interested me is actually his holsters here on both the leg and thigh, or shin and thigh, I guess. Is that these are 3 separate pieces. I thought that this was kind of like G.I. Joe, how they do it, where it's an overlay and they just shove it up. But no, this is 3 separate pieces. It does, they are connected, but it definitely is 3 separate pieces, because it's hard to see. But if you look closely, there is like a portion that accommodates that black piece rather than it being part of the mold. Whereas on this side, I do believe it is part of the mold. So I think yeah, it looks to me like this side, these are 3 separate pieces but stuck together, and then this is just one whole piece that's stuck on where the thigh swivel is. And then down here, this is just glued on as far as I could tell. I don't think it's part of the mold. It might be though. Like I said, very difficult to tell. There's what that side looks like. The back of the figure, there's not really much going on. The brown belt continues. And then I don't think this is removable. It definitely feels like it's glued in there. And then he's got his like shoulder pad here. I'm not sure what that's for. Honestly, I think I'm just having a Mandela effect. I don't remember this being in the movie, but regardless, it is nicely done. Articulation-wise, we'll get into that in a minute. But first, I actually want to take a look at Wolverine here. And this is a figure I know a lot of people have been waiting for. Suited Wolverine, Hugh Jackman with the mask on. And I gotta say, having this in person, it's really good. Like, there are some things proportionally I don't like about this figure, like the legs, but having him at the distance back here, yeah, he looks good. Like, there's no denying it. This just looks really nice. And this figure is painted very, very thoroughly. I don't think anything missing, as far as I could tell. There's a lot going on here, even on the sides of the torso that you wouldn't see. And on the boots here, and, on the arm, just a lot of good paint here. And since he has an alternate head, I'll show that off first. Put the Hugh Jackman head on. Now he does have the neck wrinkles from the material of his outfit, but you could paint that flesh tone, but it might look a little weird. You can't see his Adam's apple. But, here he is. This is kind of what we got for most of the movie. Well, his arms were, just showing skin, but he did have the gloves, and I think the bracers as well. I know that there's a third-party company that's making replacement arms for this figure, but I'm not sure when those will get shipped out. I didn't buy them, but I might consider it if it's not too much money. I think it was like $25 for 2 arms. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, really well done. They even got, this black line of paint here. They got these tiny silver dots going from the top of the torso all the way down to the belt. Just, again, really well done. Nice attention to detail and paint. I do have some issues, like you can see a dot there, and I think I had like a scuff mark by his boob there. It's hard to see on camera. But just really nicely done paint job on this Wolverine figure here. Just really, really nice. Like, I gotta give him credit where it's due. This is a really good quality Marvel Legend figure. But for the rest of the review, I'm going to go ahead and keep the mask on, because yeah, that's what we want to see. Nicely done, nicely textured. Definitely looks like Hugh Jackman from the side. Just, again, really well done. I gotta give them credit when they do something really good here. Just, oh, so good. So happy to have this figure in my collection. And he does have his ears poking out back there. Not the black ones, but rather his human ears in yellow there. And let's see, what was I going to say? Oh, I'm not doing articulation just yet, but one thing I want to point out is that he has McFarlane style articulation, where it's actually just a dumbbell joint rather than it being a butterfly joint. I think that for some people they're not going to like this, and I understand it. Personally, I do prefer butterfly joints, but for this figure, I think the reasoning they went with this is so that they could reuse the torso and then more easily swap the arms out. Maybe that was what the plan was originally, having this figure come with separate arms. Not quite sure. But one thing I don't like about that is that these shoulder pads here, you can't actually like get his arms vertical without heavily warping that, which you might want to do, but I'm not someone who wants to do that. So with this shoulder, you can get the shoulder pad underneath his trap muscle, but you still can't get a full vertical. The shoulder pads, they're glued on to this, like, Deadpool, stop it. Trying to get focused. You can kind of see there's an extra piece of plastic in there that they're glued to. I would have preferred if these were actually attached to the rotator cuff from the back piece here. I think that might be a mod I do, like glue that together, and then it'd be easier to actually move these arms to a vertical position if that's something you're interested in. I mean, he can get the full 360 there, but again, the rotator cuff might get out of alignment because it does have specific molding there. I kind of wish they didn't have that, so that, like, it was just a basic looking rotator cuff, but oh well. I really like the colors they chose on this Wolverine figure. I'm sure they're accurate to the movie, but I just really like how it's not like a standard yellow. It's kind of like a bluish yellow. Like there's just a touch of blue to the yellow, and there's a touch of green to the blue. It's a really nice contrast of colors there. And it's not like the Astonishing Wolverine. It's a more orangey yellow and just straight up blue. One thing is, I do have a mold defect here on his left boot. It's kind of like sagging. You can kind of see, it should look like that, but it looks more like that. The texturing on this figure is fantastic. You can kind of see from the light just how textured this figure is, especially in that upper torso. Any of the yellow sections, and even the blue sections, these are textured too. I really like how that's done. And if you look at the shoulder joint, you can see that's painted black as well. They didn't have to add that, but they did, and it's appreciated. Just, again, really well done figure. But let's go ahead and go into articulation here. Not gonna take too much time, but Deadpool here, he can look up, actually almost proper up. You can even stretch it out a little bit, and then looking down, he can look down a decent amount too. Pretty good. And of course, because it's on that dumbbell joint, he can tilt it in any which way he wants. There's a good amount of range of movement there. I already showed you what this crunch can do. He's also got some swivel there. He's got the swivel there. He's got this much kick, pretty good. He's got a decent spread, but the guns get in the way. The knees, he can kick his own ass. I did already look at that. Oh, actually, wait, he can kick his own ass. Hold on. He's close, but I could have sworn he could kick his own ass. Oh well. And there is no swivel at the bottom here, but there is the pivot and the hinge there. Arms wise, these ones, I believe he can touch his shoulders. Yeah, he can touch his shoulders. And then he can get a proper vertical, and even a little bit more than vertical. And he does have just a standard butterfly joint, so nothing too special there. Crunch back, it's not really going to be too good. It will bend the swords, so don't do that. But, if you wanted to, you could. So Deadpool's got some good articulation there. No complaints from me. Wolverine here with his mask on. He can look up very little. Looking down's a little bit easier. And of course, dumbbell, he's got plenty of hinges and pivots and stuff like that. I already showed you the rotator cuff and how that worked. He's got a swivel at the upper forearm. He can touch his own shoulder, I'm pretty sure. Or shoulder pad, rather. And then, you know, the hand, you know how that works. Hinge, swivel. And then the body, same thing like Deadpool. He's got the crunch at the upper and the swivel at the lower. The thighs here, he got a kick like that. He can spread pretty good. Got the swivel. It does break the paint job, though. I'm pretty sure, yeah, Wolverine easily kicks his own ass, like, easily. And then he's got the, you know, the hinge pivot as well down there. Good stuff. Good stuff. I will say, one thing I do want to point out, I don't like the proportions of the legs. He's got really thick thighs and, like really tiny feet. It just looks weird. But again, from a distance, on a shelf, he's gonna look just fine. Like, that looks great. That just looks really nice. I'm gonna put Deadpool's sword away just to make this next section easier. To note, the swords go in curved towards the middle of the body rather than outwards. So just want to point that out. Curved inwards. So Deadpool and Wolverine here. Let's do some size comparisons. Deadpool, he stands 6 1/4 inches. Wolverine at the top of his ear stands at almost 6 1/2, just shy of 6 1/2 inches. But let's go ahead and get in some of our Marvel Legends figures. I'm going to start off with comic book stuff. Don't have much here. We have Astonishing Wolverine. You can kind of see that the yellows don't match, but you could do a head swap, and I do have that in a Reddit post, which hopefully I'll remember to link in the description below. If not, I'll put it in a comment. Next up, we have Astonishing Cyclops. I wanted to see how these two look together, and they look pretty good together. I like that. That's nice. I like that. And lastly, here we have the Jean Grey Phoenix figure, which we just did a review on a few days ago. Dang it, Deadpool, stop. So yeah, there's some comic book comparisons with other X-Men related characters, like in how that looks. Next up, we'll do our MCU stuff, but the only MCU figures I got are the 3 Spider-Men and Doc Ock, so let's bring the 3 Spider-Men in. A lot of people wanted to see this, but Toby and Hugh Jackman there. Hopefully in Secret Wars they actually get to do that. I'm sure they will. Here's Amazing Spider-Man, of course. And another recent review, the Final Swing Spidey. So, yeah, this is going to be pretty cool to see if they actually do this. And I know some of you are also interested in, if you'll give me a second here, head swappages. So, yeah, hopefully someday we'll actually see the two of these people, or these two iconic characters on screen together. Because originally they were going to do it in the second movie, first or second movie, but budget or yada yada prevented them from doing so. So yeah, hopefully we actually get to see that. And let's go ahead and get in our usual suspects here. Starting off with 6-inch stuff. Here's our Scarlet Spidey. We have the Star Wars Black Series Retro Card, Boba Fett, G.I. Joe Classified, Tiger Force Outback, Dino Thunder Black from the Lightning Collection. I want to put him closer, but the Klaus are in the way. Moving into our 7-inch scale stuff, we got our wrestling figures, Samoa Joe from AEW Unrivaled line, and the WWE Mattel Elite 100 John Cena. Halo Spartan Yoroi from Jazzwares Spartan Collection. McFarlane DC Multiverse Gold Label Arkham City Batman. And, of course, Atrocitus from the same line. So, yeah, I definitely think both of these figures are well worth the money. $25. The paint job on both of these is some of the best I've seen on a Marvel Legends figure in recent time, especially on MCU stuff. You know, obviously I only have the MCU Spider-Mans to compare, but The paint work on this is superb. The fact that they got these figures out in under 2 months is insane to me. Like, they must have had these made like a while ago, or they just rushed production on these. But neither of these feel like they had a rushed production, besides the QC issue on his boot down there. But it doesn't detract from the quality of the figure, at least my figure. I don't think it's that bad of an issue. It still sucks, but anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you want to see me get the civilian Logan figure with Deadpool. Don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe, and hit the bell. It all helps out the channel. And as always, peace.